Hello, everyone. How's everybody doing out there? It's been kind of a hectic, stressful week for me. My 18-year-old daughter graduated yesterday. I'm so very proud of her. Just with everything that this generation had to go through, it's really inspiring to see so many determined and strong young individuals. It gives me a lot of hope for the future. So, very, very excited. But, with that, of course, it's been, kind of hectic, trying to figure out where to go and get finals done and stuff like that. So, I'm very, very proud of my daughter. I mean, especially with everything that she's been through. I mean, losing like two dads, she's got medical issues, it's been pretty rough for her. So, this is quite an achievement, and I really hope she takes that to heart. I really hope that, she understands the magnitude of this accomplishment, and that goes for a lot of people, not just the people who are graduating, but, the magnitude of the accomplishment of graduation itself, especially for parents too. I mean, the kids have done great, to be able to get to this point. They've, held strong and persevered and such, and so have the parents. So, I mean, yeah, everybody should definitely pat themselves on the back for this type of stuff, Yay, they survived! Yay, we didn't kill them! I mean, sometimes. But, no, and that is one of the things that I've been talking to a lot of people about is, especially for those of us who have endured narcissistic abuse. From parents, partners, there's a lot of places that can come from, even society as a whole. One of the things they, try to teach that it's arrogant to toot your own horn, as they say, but you got to. I mean, if you don't acknowledge it, who else will, And the funny thing is that once you do acknowledge it, many other people will as well. And they'll be able to share in your triumph and your joy and things like that, And Brene Brown says in her Netflix special, Call to Courage, she says that, some people are afraid to come forward with their acknowledgments and such because they feel like it's insensitive to those who, have not been able to accomplish that. But, she says that the best way to describe it is if you don't acknowledge and appreciate the things that you've got, then I can't talk about the things that I've lost because you won't understand the magnitude of what I've lost. And I'm paraphrasing, of course, but I fully believe that, I mean, despite the things that I've been through, the people that I've lost, the things that I've lost, I love hearing other people appreciate that they've got those things in their life. That's wonderful to me, and I love it. I love hearing about it. I love the happiness in general. And, one of the things that we've been talking about a lot is also accepting compliments. Those of us who have endured narcissistic abuse have a hard time accepting compliments. And it's, mainly because, those narcissists lead us to believe that we are not worth loving and that we're not worth, the compliments and stuff like that unless they're getting something from us. They will compliment us, but it's usually with some kind of angle. And so we have come to expect that from just about everybody. We have a tendency of believing that if somebody compliments us, it's for a reason. We get suspicious. And there are people out there who genuinely care and will give you a compliment just to compliment you. I know I try to do it. And really it's just becoming more vocal. Every one of us has sat there and we've seen a lady in a really nice dress, or a guy's got a really cool hat on or something. I know I've got a few customers that come in that just have the prettiest eyes. And I'm just more vocal about it, and it took a lot for me to get to that point too, because I had to get over that feeling of comparison, like comparing myself to other people and stuff like that. It's like, wow, she's got a really cool dress and she wears it so well and stuff like that, and she wears it better. I could never look that good in that dress, type of thing. And that's something that a lot of people who have endured narcissistic abuse, that is something that will go through their head, that I'm not that beautiful, or I'm not, and you get kind of angry and kind of jealous about it at first, but, and that is something that's very, very hard to overcome. It starts from being comfortable within yourself. So, one of the things that helped me was complimenting myself, like talking to myself as if I were somebody that I cared about, complimenting myself on my outfit, my glasses, my, the way my hair looks, if I've lost weight, or, if I'm looking healthy or something like that. Of course, I've seen myself when I lost a lot of weight and it was not healthy. And so I'm kind of glad to be, I've got my blubber back and I'm happy about that. I remember, a couple of times that when I was, really, really skinny, I'd jump in the pool and I was just like, oh my God, this is so cold. And so I'm like, I need my blubber back. And honestly, that was one of the things that helped me, quit that lifestyle and quit the drugs and stuff like that, but, that's a good place. That was a good place for me to start, is just talking to myself as if I were somebody that I cared about, complimenting myself, making sure to not let the negative come into play, just, and complimenting myself on many different things, you know, many different achievements and such, you know, getting clean from, you know, the drugs and stuff like that. That was an accomplishment. And, you know, I looked in the mirror and I told myself, you're doing really good. Keep it up, you know. We need to hear more of those things, especially from ourselves, you know. There are a lot of times when we can get pretty negative with ourselves, and, you know, that's not good, you know. It was funny, I was talking to a friend of mine a while ago, and she was saying some pretty negative things, and I was like, and I told her, I was like, you better stop talking about my friend like that, or I'm gonna hurt you. Wait a minute, that might be a little counterproductive. So, but I mean, she got the idea, and she was like, you're right, I need to start telling myself some more positive things. I was like, yes, you do, you know. It's, you know, like I said, it's hard, but it can be done, and it's not going to happen overnight. You know, Rome wasn't built in a day, so it's one of those things that you got to continuously do that, at least once a day, you know, at least sit down with yourself once a day, and, you know, write yourself a letter, you know, if you're not able to talk to yourself, write yourself a letter, you know, maybe even write letters back and forth. I know that sounds crazy, but it does work, you know. I mean, journaling is an incredibly powerful tool. Another thing that might help is Magnetize Yourself has an app called Sound and Soulful, and she's got subliminals on it. And basically what it is it's, you know, positive affirmations that are put to music. And I think this is a wonderful idea. You know, I've used them myself, and they were incredibly effective. And, you know, I mean, they say that music stimulates the brain. And so, you know, stimulate the brain and add affirmations. That's a good idea to me. So, but, yeah, I want to hear, if I can, in the comments, I would like to hear a positive thing about each of you seeing this video. And that way we can get it started, okay? So yeah, I will see you guys next time. Have a good rest of your week. And yeah, I want to hear from you, please. You know what? Do something good for yourself. You deserve it.